MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build and my very first winter Christmassy festive build of the season. I am extremely excited to actually feel as though I can release a bunch of like winter Christmas content. I love Christmas. This is my absolute favorite holiday of all time, so I am really excited about this build because this is a tree farm. I called it Wreaths and Things Tree Farm because I could think of nothing else. I was gonna call it Evergreen Tree Farm, however, that is the actual name of the tree farm that I went to this weekend to get my Christmas tree, and I didn't feel right about actually naming it after a business that already exists. So this is the Wreaths and Things Tree Farm. Clearly it's a mouthful. And I'm working on a little barn right now. So basically there is this little barn where you can buy wreaths and things like other Christmas decorations and maybe a few little gifts that you can toss under the tree. And this huge lot, so this is actually where the big giant park is in Willow Creek. And this lot I think is a 50 by 50. And I essentially fill it up with, well, tons of trees. But what's kind of neat, or at least an idea that I thought was kind of cool, is I do put these debug trees here, these kind of like evergreen, sprucey kind of trees, and randomly, like in the midst of all of these trees that don't do anything other than look great, is I put some of the Christmas trees, or the Winterfest trees, I should say, that we got with Seasons, that your Sims can actually decorate and place present piles under. I kind of scattered them throughout, so the thought is that your Sims can wander around in this forest of trees that have been planted specifically on this lot for sale, so you can go down and quote-unquote chop down your own Christmas tree. That was my thought, so I did set this as a retail lot, so you can buy like wreaths and other decoration things and presents inside that barn, and then outside you can actually buy the decoratable, if that's even a word, the trees that you can actually go ahead and take home and decorate. And I thought it was a really nice way to kind of create a festive lot. I was trying to think of other ways to make a tree farm or somewhere where you could go buy your Christmas tree, and this was the only way to do it because it's not like we can simulate them cutting down a tree or anything like that. They can't even interact with the trees in the world in The Sims. So I thought it was nice, and I didn't just want it to be a retail lot. I want it to be a place where your Sims could actually kind of hang out. So in the middle here, I put this big Christmas tree. I was thinking it was basically the community Christmas / Winterfest tree. I keep saying Christmas, but I mean, it's Winterfest in the game. And that's just going to be lit. There's not going to be anything underneath it. It's just going to kind of be a centerpiece of this lot altogether. And there is the skating rink over to the right. And it's one of the large skating rinks, so your Sims can go and ice skate to holiday music, which is really festive and nice. And then over here near the barn is that winter kind of beverage stand that we also got with Seasons, so they can get, I think they can get like eggnog and hot chocolate and stuff like that. There might even be a few snacks for all I know. I don't interact with those very often because they do pop up randomly in the worlds when you're playing the game. But I don't go there very often. I don't send my Sims there very often at all. So I don't know if there are snacks. I think there probably are. But there are going to be some picnic tables over there too with some candles. And one of the most important things I felt for this kind of lot, if you're going to be hanging out, are little space heaters. We got them with Dine Out, so in the midst of all of these picnic tables, I do actually put a space heater or two. I don't do it immediately because the idea did not even come to me right away. What I was really focused on was this little area over here, which is one of my favorite areas. It is basically a little photo area, so if you wanted to have your Sims take like Christmassy family photos, you could do so here at this little area. It's basically a little lean-to, I guess is kind of what I'm referring to it as. It's like a halvesy little shed type thing, and there's a backdrop. I think I kept it as a barn at one point, but I do change it to something else. You guys will see it's a wall decoration that we got with Seasons, and I was obsessed with how this came out. I was so excited about it, and basically I set up like a seating area, a fake Winterfest tree, and a pile of presents, so like the whole family could sit there in their winter gear and then take pictures, and I thought it was so cute. I absolutely loved it because, you know, a lot of like tree farms or just places where you can go get your tree, it's very similar to potentially like going to pumpkin patches where they always have at least one little place where you might be able to prop up the kids and take a quick photo. That was my thought. So I do use this painting, but I change it to just like tree branches in winter. There is a swatch like that, so you'll see it in the screenshots. But I use these cats and dogs, chairs and couches because they were in the perfect colors. There's like the red couch and the green armchair is what I end up changing it to. And it's all centered here, and I just thought it was so perfect. I put these little kind of like seasonal rugs underneath here too, so it's nothing fancy, it's nothing super professional, but I at least put some lights up above here too, so if your Sims do come here at night, at least there's some light shining on them, and not just the Winterfest tree that's barely glowing. You know what I mean? So it kind of looks like an actual stage, a little photo setup where they can have family photos taken, and I loved the idea. I was just really obsessed with it. There wasn't anything like this at the tree farm that I went to. There was like a big giant sleigh that you could, you know, toss your kids up in and take pictures. But this idea was really cool, and it does work. I mean, granted, you can't have your Sims on markers. I didn't place any markers. However, you can at least have one of your Sims behind the camera, and then you can have the others just like sit or cuddle or something. If you have any pose packs, you might be able to find a pose that works for the family in a seated way or around the Winterfest tree. I recently discovered pose packs and the mods associated with those to make them work, and I am absolutely infatuated. I have been using pose packs and like those mods to create thumbnails. I just did it for my part 4 of the Discover University Let's Play, which I actually put out yesterday, and I loved it. I love it so much, and I got a few kind of like Christmas group pose packs too that I'm excited to try and use. They are a little complex when you have like so many Sims to pose, but they're really cool, and they allow you to get these really, I don't know, like immersive shots. I think that's the right word for it, immersive. And here I'm placing these outdoor retreat little log seats around because I thought that that was kind of cool. I wasn't thinking that this was a super like fancy tree farm, and they literally just made seats out of these logs. And like I said, here are the space heaters that I place everywhere because when it's cold, even if your Sims are in their winter gear, they don't really want to spend a lot of time outside, so at least if they're a little bit more toasty, it won't be an issue. And now I'm placing these string lights basically up and down all of the pathways. It was kind of challenging because the length of them didn't really match up with kind of like the shape of the pathways that I had and the space that I had to work with. So I had to make some sacrifices. Some of them are a little awkward. Some of them go into the trees. Others just don't connect. Some of them cross over the pathway. I mean, I guess it's kind of natural though at the same time. If you were just trying to string some lights up, you may not have it be exactly symmetrical. I don't know. That was my logic, and that was my justification because I thought it looked weird, and I was like, you know what? Gotta get by it. It's cute. We're not sacrificing the string lights. They are needed. Y'all will just have to accept it. Sorry. Thank you in advance. Okay. Anyway, so now I'm just trying to wrap up these string lights here, and these are the only ones that really cross over, are the ones kind of near the entrances to the skating rink. And now there are 4 entrances, so a Sim can enter from any corner of the skating rink, but I only felt like emphasizing and drawing attention to the main 2 that could actually have pathways leading to kind of the center of this lot. All in all, I didn't feel as though the other 2 really matter because it's not like you can control what entrance they even go in. I don't think. I've tried it before, it doesn't really work. So I thought this worked perfectly. And now we go on to the interior of the barn, and it's very simple, but I really liked how it looks. It's really cozy to me, and there is a thermostat so you can set the heat. That is very important. So if someone really wants to escape the cold, the heaters aren't cutting it, they can at least pop inside for just a little while, maybe browse the products inside, or just enjoy the holiday music that I end up putting in here too. But here at the end of the barn is the little cash register and like the front desk, and I decorated it with this little lantern, and then I put some Christmas decorations up too. I also forgot about this little reindeer decoration, so I tossed some decorations outside as well, just to kind of spice things up a little bit. But I put a nutcracker or 2 on top, and I also decorate the, I guess, little, the lip of this front desk, if you could call it that, with holly, and it was really pretty. I just really liked it, and I actually rediscovered a lot of items from the free holiday update that we got, I think, I want to say like maybe last year or the year before, and then there was an update to that update, some more freebies that we got this year, like some other outfits and stuff like that for our Sims of all ages, which was really, really nice. I really enjoy that. I think that's probably one of my favorite aspects of like free content from The Sims 2, aside from like obviously all the bug fixes. I love when they toss in like free items like this, especially stuff to really allow creators and players to celebrate universally. Does that make any sense? And we also have representation of a bunch of other winter holidays as well, outside of, you know, quote unquote Christmas. So I really enjoy that. Though my focus was Christmas, I absolutely love that The Sims is inclusive of all of these different holidays from different cultures and backgrounds. I think it's really, really nice to see. It's really beautiful. But here we are kind of laying out a few tables so we can put some knickknacks and nutcrackers and stuff like that. There really weren't too many decorations that I could actually toss on top there for purchase that were directly related to Winterfest. So that was a little teeny weeny disappointing, but I kind of made it work. I wasn't thinking that the main focus was inside here with these products. I was thinking the main focus is you go and chop down your tree and get like a hot chocolate and take a family picture or something, but it ended up working out. So maybe your Sims could go in here and purchase a wreath in the shade that they like, or one of those wooden sign decorations. I really like those. I use those in builds that aren't even related to Winterfest or the holiday season in any way, shape, or form. I use I think the tree one, and there's one other that could pass as not being directly related to the holidays, so I really like using it even outside of things like this. And now I'm just picking miscellaneous wall decorations to toss up there too. And then I forgot about this little snowman and the ice sculpture. Again, with the holiday update, I had to keep filtering, so I kind of miss some things every now and then I would rediscover them and be like, oh my god, I have to put those in here. So I do put some holiday cards up there too, so maybe you could purchase a card from the Wreath and Things tree farm and like send it to your friends and family. And I also put another Winterfest tree in the middle here with two other log seating things, seating items. And I also put the menorah there because, again, there was a little bit of representation. I do admit that it wasn't my focus, but I did want there to be a little bit since it was another holiday related item. And then I just kind of work on decorating this little portion, which didn't really need a lot, but I end up putting 2 of the cats and dogs armchairs there as well after tossing out a few more decorations outside. So I loved it. And as I'm building, as you can see, there's no snow, but for the screenshots and as I kind of played with it, I used Dr. June's like weather-o-matic machine or whatever the heck it's called. My sim may or may not have gotten electrocuted like once or twice, my test sim, but he made it work and it ended up snowing, and I waited for the snow to somewhat accumulate so I could go over to this lot and take some pictures and have it look very, very seasonal, and I was really excited about that. I was kind of worried I couldn't manipulate the season, but we're just kind of wrapping up some details here, and that's pretty much it for the build. It was actually fairly short compared to how it felt as I built it, but hopefully you guys enjoy this and be ready for more Winterfest and seasonal themed builds coming up this month. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you next time I post a video. Talk to you later. Bye!